Have you ever watched a drama and suddenly thought,
Wait, who is this actor? Why am I noticing them so much? And then you go down the rabbit hole.
searching their name, watching their old clips, looking up their drama list?
And before you realize it, you're a fan. Yeah, that's exactly what's been happening lately with two names. Zeng Shun Xi, Tian Wei. If you've been watching C-dramas in 2025 to 2026, there's no way you haven't seen them.
One brings calm, steady energy that pulls you in slowly. The other brings bright, lively charm that makes every scene feel alive.
And today,
We're breaking it all down.
not just basic info.
We're talking full profile career journey acting style. And the drama list you absolutely need to know.
So if you've ever wondered,
Why are they suddenly everywhere? Are they really that good? Which of their dramas should I watch first?
you're in the right place.
Let's start. Who is Zeng Shun Xi?
All right, let's begin with Zeng Shun Xi. Because if you've seen Veil of Shadows, you already know.
There's something about him that feels different,
Not loud, not flashy,
but you notice him.
basic profile. Let's get the basics out of the way first.
Name: Zeng Shun Xi, birthplace, China. Height: around 181 centimeters. Age: late 20s as of 2026. At first glance, he fits the classic actor profile. But what makes him stand out?
It's not just his appearance, it's how he carries himself.
First impression. When people first see Zeng Shun Xi, they usually notice his eyes. Big, expressive, very distinct, and that immediately creates a connection.
Because eyes are powerful in acting.
They tell the story, even when there are no lines.
And he knows how to use that.
Early career. Like many actors, he didn't start at the top.
His early projects were
Mixed.
some roles were light, some didn't get much attention.
But there was always something consistent.
He felt natural.
Even when the script wasn't strong,
He still felt believable. And that's important.
because acting isn't just about big moments.
It's about being real.
The turning point. Then came the projects that changed things. Roles where he had more space, more depth.
More emotional range. And that's when people started saying, wait, he's actually good,
Not just decent,
not just okay.
good.
And once that perception changes,
Everything changes.
acting style. Now, let's talk about his acting.
Zeng Shun Xi is not the type to overact.
He's controlled, measured,
He lets emotions build gradually.
instead of pushing them too hard.
And that creates a very specific feeling.
You trust him even when the story gets dramatic,
He stays grounded.
and that makes the character believable. Veil of Shadows. Why it matters. Now we need to talk about Veil of Shadows, because this is one of the projects that really pushed his name forward. In this drama, he shows something different, more intensity, more depth, and most importantly, presence. You can feel him in the scene, not just as a character.
But as someone carrying weight. And that's a big step in an actor's career.
Drama list. What you should watch. If you're just discovering him, here's where you should start.
His earlier dramas to see the growth. Mid-career roles where he starts stabilizing. And recent projects where he becomes confident.
Because watching his journey is part of the experience. Now, let's talk about Tian Wei. And this is where the energy changes completely. Because if Zeng Shun Xi is calm and controlled,
Tian Wei is bright and magnetic.
basic profile.
Name: Tian Wei, birthplace, China, height, around 168 centimeters, age, mid-20s as of 2026.
And right away, you can feel her presence.
First impression.
When people see Tian Wei for the first time, they usually smile because her energy is infectious. She has that natural charm, not forced, not exaggerated, just real. Early image.
In her early career, she was often cast in cute roles, sweet characters, light-hearted stories.
And she did them well. But at the same time,
There was a question.
can she do more? The change. Over time,
The answer became clear.
yes,
She started taking on roles with more depth.
more emotional layers. And suddenly,
People saw her differently,
not just as the cute girl,
but as an actress. Pursuit of Jade. The breakthrough.
now let's talk about the big one.
Pursuit of Jade.
This is the drama that changed everything. Because here,
She showed balance.
softness, strength, emotion intelligence. And that combination, that's what creates memorable characters.
Acting style. Tian Wei's biggest strength is her expressiveness. She reacts quickly.
Naturally, her emotions feel immediate, and that makes scenes feel alive.
Even simple conversations become engaging.
Because she's present.
Drama list. What to watch. If you want to explore her work, start with lighter dramas. Move to her mid-range projects. Then watch Pursuit of Jade.
Because that's where everything comes together.
Two different styles. One result.
Now, let's put them side by side. Zeng Shun Xi,
Calm, controlled, gradual.
Tian Wei,
Bright, expressive, immediate.
completely different.
But both effective. And that's why both of them are trending.
Because audiences don't just want one type of actor, they want variety. Why they are trending in 2026?
Let's answer the big question.
Why these two? Because they represent something important.
Growth. They didn't just appear, they developed. And audiences noticed that. Halfway point.
So far, we've covered
Their profiles, their acting styles, their key dramas, and why they're trending. We're putting them side by side,
Zeng Shun Xi versus Tian Wei, not as rivals,
but as two different types of rising stars, heading toward the same destination.
and the real question is,
Who stands out more in 2026? Who has the stronger presence and who has the bigger future ahead?
let's break it down.
Acting style control versus energy.
This is probably the biggest difference between them. Zeng Shun Xi's acting is controlled. He builds emotions slowly. You don't always feel everything immediately, but over time, it grows on you.
His strength lies in subtlety, a small change in expression, a pause in dialogue, a quiet reaction
And somehow,
that feels real.
he doesn't push emotions. He lets them happen. Tian Wei, now Tian Wei.
Completely different.
Her acting is immediate. You feel her emotions right away.
She reacts fast, expresses clearly,
And that creates a different experience. You connect instantly.
her scenes feel alive.
Dynamic. And that's her strength.
Verdict acting style.
There's no better here. If you prefer subtle, slow burn acting, Zeng Shun Xi. If you prefer expressive, engaging acting, Tian Wei. It's about taste. But together,
They represent two important styles in modern C-dramas. Screen presence, who commands attention,
Now, let's talk about something harder to define.
Presence.
That feeling when someone appears on screen.
And you just notice them. Zeng Shun Xi.
His presence is quiet. He doesn't demand attention.